teachers, right, use each other. They steal ideas. They grow from each other. Okay, that's kind of what this collaboration time is. I love working with you guys. I love working with my team because the wisdom is in the room.
So I said, you know what, let me just try some of this, things that we're talking about in the last meeting or what have you. So one of the things I did was, we were doing perpendicular and parallel lines. So I said, okay, how can I do this? Because normally, I'm gonna be honest, because we don't have books, it's math, I normally give my kids something like a PowerPoint with all the notes already on there. So I was like, let me do something different. So what I did was I put up 3 sets of equations. One equation was parallel, set of parallel, one was perpendicular, and one was linear. So I gave the kids graphing paper. On the back of the graphing paper is a blank side and there's a graph. I said, take this, okay, take about, 5 minutes, and I want you to just discover what's going on, investigate. Tell me how it looks on the graph. Tell me what you see as similar. Tell me what you see as different. So they did that, they're working, I'm walking around like, okay, because I'm thinking in my mind, oh, I just tried everything. So we're going through it, and then I said, okay, so let's talk about what we discovered. So I stood up there and I said, okay, let's look at this, Tell me some of the similarities. What does it look like on your graph? So some of the kids were like, well, I noticed that they made 2 straight lines, and it seemed like they were never gonna touch. And I was like, okay, so what type of lines are those? Oh, parallels. I was like, okay, so look at the equations. Tell me about the equations. Oh, well, they both have the same M thing. They both have the same slope. I'm like, okay, yeah. So what do you know about parallel lines at this point? They must have the same slope. I said, oh, great. So then we went to the perpendicular, and then the neither was sort of like kind of perpendicular. You know what I mean? So I wanted them to understand, just because they touch doesn't mean it's perpendicular. You know what I mean? So we saw that, and it was like, oh, okay, so, these may touch, but they don't make certain type of measurement angle. I was like, yes. So what it did was, it actually cut my teaching time in half. Because if you ever taught resource, it was like pulling your teeth. Okay, so I'm like, yes, in the back of the door, because I'm like, man, this activity cut me, because I'm taking so long with these kids really not getting it. But actually using that strategy, they were able to do their own notes, and they were very short. They already had the picture, so I had to do that. I saved some trees, I saved some time.
When you're thinking about these 4 P's, you notice something.
And then at the end, I gave them another couple more sets of equations. Okay, so this is to tell me, okay, how well they do. Because I know I did an awesome job. I know I came with an awesome plan, right? But it ain't about me. It's about them. So I said, okay, let me see what they do. So look, everybody, and I was like so happy, and I gave them like this biggest cheer because a lot of them got it. But I still had a couple of kids who did. So that let me know the next day where I was going with my lesson, how I was going to present it, what was I going to focus on. It cut my instruction time, it cut me having headaches, and also the kids learned so much more because they came up with it.
They were